Now, we showed you the watercolor. Here is now the real games, and I think the first time I would think we estimated, it's hard to estimate, a few hundred, and then the following week were twice as many people. It was amazing. Right. So of just people watching, people playing, is an extraordinary joy right next to the water. There also is here. Tell us of what they're doing here. Obviously, it's hula hooping, and you see all different sizes of people and equipment.
Well, yeah, of course. The hula hooping, of course, is just a standard game. I'm not sure it's played around the world, but definitely we know it in different generations in America. And I have no success myself with the hula hoop. I try and try again, but I just cannot do it appropriately. And here, obviously, is the mom with the children, and it's great to see mom actually do this.
Yeah.
How many times can a child see their mom or dad actually participating in doing it?
Yeah, I'll tell you a trick I picked up recently. I picked up a hula hoop, and I had not done that for 40, 60, 50 plus years, and I thought, well, I won't be able to do that. And the trick is very heavy hula hoops. So you might actually have some really heavy ones for the parents, because the heavier it is, the easier it is.
I've actually heard the professional hula hoops have some weights in them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And we had there was a wonderful group, an artist who, she called it water dance, and she put LED lights inside the hoops.
Okay.
And so they were really heavy. And that makes it much easier. And there's a club, the hula hoop club, and they all came, and they can do it. And somebody mentioned that it actually takes as much effort as running, so it's good exercise.
So what we could do is during the fall we can have the Sunday Parkland games during the night and have all glow-in-the-dark equipment. Glow-in-the-dark frisbees and footballs and the LED light hula hoops.
Wow, a new idea is born here. Yeah. Well, I also want to mention that, of course, none of these things can happen without financial support.
That is true.
And the Conservancy raised the money for that. And our lead sponsor in that is Smart Wool, the people who make socks.
Great socks.
A great company, a very innovative company. I know they're giving a pair of socks to every young farmer that registered for a conference. So they're a really young and forward-thinking company. We also got sponsorship from Polaris, a PR firm of Karen Schwartzman, and we got some local funding from the city of Cambridge, from the Cambridge Savings Banks, the Cambridge Trust Bank, and Wainwright. So we appreciate those sponsorships without which we couldn't work.
Yeah, thank you.
And the Conservancy, we always raise funds, and it was wonderful that we could then translate those funds into hiring Knucklebones, and Knucklebones bringing fun to the Parklands. So let's look at some more of these fun games that are happening here. Explain all the games that we're seeing here, Mitch.
Of course, we're not, as we recognize, we're going into our third Sunday, I believe it is. It's the diversity of games that allow all the parents and children to participate together and actually bring not just the joy to the children, but the parents who haven't played these things in years. So you look at a picture here, and you see the top left-hand corner. There's a mother with a hockey stick and with her daughter. When was the last time she picked up a hockey stick and played with her daughter?
Yeah.
I'm sure they may belong to a hockey league, but chances are they haven't.
Yeah.
And so it's great. And you look off to the right side, and there's the other daughter with a stick as well. And so it's really a family type of game. And in the background, you see the soccer nets, and those are pop-up soccer nets, and the same ball is used for the basketball, used with the pop-up soccer nets. In the foreground, you see closest to the bottom of the screen is an ankle twist. So that goes around the ankle, and you have to try to hop over it as it spins around your ankle. And of course, the hula hoops.
Yeah, I think what is fascinating when you watch these games, and as you were setting up, is that you have equipment for all sizes. I mean, you can be as young as 2 years old, and you find a game that suits, and the equipment for that game that suits your size and capability. How old are the youngest kids that you're working with?
We go down to age 1.5 right now. You know, that's a year and 5 months, and it's little. But
So they just barely walk.
most of them can. Some can't.
Yeah.
But we're actually starting new programming, which goes down to 10 months. What we're recognizing is throughout the years, we're just going younger and younger. We keep the bar high for their athletic programming, and we challenge the children.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about play.
Yeah.
You know, we like to think of ourselves as a company that's just immersed in that little point of recess. Back when you were in elementary school, and you remember that one day you just had so much fun during recess,
Mm-hmm.
and your parents have asked you, "Did you have a good day today?" And the child will always say, "I did, but I don't remember." But it's that joy, and that's where Knucklebones wants to be, just that moment of just so much fun.
Yeah. And wasn't it a few days ago that there was an article in the Globe that said 15 schools in Boston don't have any physical ed program? I mean, I always loved physical ed the most.
Yeah.
And for me to think that I would have had to make it to school without physical ed, it's hard to believe.
You know, politics and everything change throughout every country and around the world, and I can't explain why there's no physical education in 15 elementary schools in Boston Public. And actually, I think the article went on to cite there were 2 middle schools that had no PE.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to believe that the reason why Knucklebones exists, and there was a need for that maybe one day we can grow and fill that need as well, and helping out schools to get PE programming going in. It's not just child cares that we're working in, it's also or birthday parties, but it's also schools, university orientations, corporate events. So we like to provide play for anybody and at any age.
Mm-hmm. And we all know, and the papers are full of that, is that obesity is increasing. And it's not by watching television and working on a computer that you fight obesity. It's by being out there and having fun.
It's a psychology behind it all, and of course with the lack of 15 elementary schools in Boston Public now having PE, and let's say the percentage of those go into those 2 middle schools that don't have PE. So some children literally will not be getting any PE until high school, which is probably a little bit too late.
Yeah.
Because without the PE and without the equity of a good food source, maybe in their neighborhood, we wish Whole Foods was everywhere, but it's not. So they, maybe they can't turn around and get the healthy food that they want.
Yeah, and even if you have a store that offers all that things, you still need to know what you should buy.
What you should buy,
because you can still have an unhealthy diet going to a store that also has the healthy things. You still need to make a decision
Precisely.
of what to pick. And now let me show a next picture. We don't see clearly the faces of these people. I mean, they obviously are struggling somehow also, but here they come out with their 2 boys, the parents, and having fun playing tetherball. Now, is that how you call it? Tetherball?
Tetherball, yeah.
Tetherball.
Yeah.
Now, when I was out there on the Parklands, there were several people I overheard saying, "Where can I get that? How can I get that? Where can I buy that?" I think many people are not even aware that there are such easy games that they could actually put in their backyard or they can do in the park.
No. That's one thing we tried to do, Renata, is bring the equipment that is I wouldn't necessarily say easily accessible, but that is easily used in a backyard or a driveway or a local park. There's nothing that says you can't bring your equipment to a local park and play as a family. So if you had any of this equipment, you could bring it to Cambridge Common or any of the other parks in Cambridge or around the area and play with yourselves and the family. Bring a picnic basket and just have some fun. Wonderful,
Yeah.
I think that's part of the success, which you mentioned before, is that we're basically doubling every Sunday in the amount of participants. So you can imagine how many people have stopped by, as we're well aware of. They're just rollerblading by or they're biking by, and they'll come up to us and say, "What is this? What's going on?" I say, "Well, every Sunday, from 2 to 5, it's free programming. Just come by and play." And they're intrigued by that, and they're putting their bicycles on the grass. They're taking off the rollerblades and they're just playing, and they're spreading the word.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can all spread the word of free programming going on in Cambridge every Sunday. And it's just for the fun.
Yeah.